Okay, come here and let me show you my favorite thing in the museum. Well, I have a couple of favorite things, but this is, we had the second all-women government in the United States, and this was one of the hats that belonged to one of the ladies. Her name was Otta Crider, and she was the treasurer. And this is her hat, and right here is the record book that they used. And it's all handwritten. She wrote everything out by hand on all the meetings. And I love that. And then behind here, that trunk, that belonged to Alice Center. And Alice was kind of neat. There's a picture of her and her brother Harrison and their pig. And we love that picture so much that we actually have a t-shirt with that. And her trunk was donated or on loan to us. So we have that. This motorcycle over here, that belonged to Donnie Clark, and he lived here, I think, most of his life. And he was on the city council, and he was killed in an accident some years back. But then he lived, rebuilt his motorcycle back to period look. And it's one of the favorite things that people come into the museum to see. And everybody asks, does it run? No, it doesn't. It doesn't have any fluids in it, for one thing. So to keep it in the museum, it had to have all the fluids taken out of it. That's kind of neat. And behind you here, let me move this. This is a map. Let me go get on the other side. Okay. You want to probably get on both sides of this diorama. This was built for the bicentennial, this diorama. And of course we have it because it shows pretty much how Winslow used to be way back in the day. Let me think what else might be interesting to you. Of course, we've got a lot of things in there. But right here, if you can see these quilts, that was made by the Signal Hill ladies. And that is out, just out in the country out here at West Mountain. And they did these quilts, and I think what I've heard is they auctioned them off. So that's how they raised a little money for church or whatnot. And behind you here, these baskets, this is a kind of a neat deal. These were made by the Gibson family, and oh man, they're just nice. They're kind of different because look on the handle right here. See how it has that part down there that it's easier to grip, and they just hardly ever come apart. They're just very collectible and nice. And he still has some children that live here. The tools were out of Bobby Joe Center's shop. I just went through and picked some stuff out and brought it down here so people could enjoy it. This cabinet right here was in the old drugstore, and it's on loan from Shirley Nesbitt and the Jarnigan family. And these books right here are from local authors. And of course, Vilda Brotherton, if you know who she is, she lived here. These are books that she wrote and some others. And this is from the school. This is the Halloween Queens from so many years. And some other stuff from around town. And this is one thing that I really love. That is a picture of the inside of that mercantile that's next door. And this hand truck went to the depot. The depot used to be over here by where that tree is. And that hand truck was out of that depot. And that old jack down there was from a garage that used to be just right down the hill. And of course, there were a lot of restaurants here. And this one was Burns Gables. We have some dishes from Burns Gables. But yeah, they're kind of old. They're heavy. They're very nice. Um, I've got some pictures on it right now. But this pew was out of the Methodist church. It's just right up the hill. And I'm not sure how we came to have it, but we did have, this pew, one of the original or older pews out of the church. I'm sorry, what?
Well, I was going to ask you, I'd heard in the past, I talked to somebody from around here, that there was a church moved from Brentwood up to the hill here, the highway. I don't know if that was true or not.
I don't know. I don't know about that. This uniform right here, of course, it's just neat. It was from the Korean conflict. It belonged to Paul McGuire. And we just really glad to have it. The veteran bikers come in here sometimes and look at it. Down here, this is rock. It's from Maud Duncan's house. And this one too. And we was able to get some pictures put on that.
And she was married during the all-female council, is that right?
I don't think so. I don't think she was married. You need to get a book and read about her. There's so much. She's very interesting. She was a very neat
Did she run the
lady.
newspaper?
She did indeed. And her printing press is up at Harbor Village in Oklahoma on the Grand Lake of the Cherokee. And of course, the lady who started the museum was Barbara Ashbaugh. And there's actually some books up there that she put together. And, yeah, we honor Barbara. We miss her. She passed a few years back. And up there, this is neat. This recently come from eBay. And these signs hung in the depot.
Did you find them on eBay?
Yes, a lady who had a lot of stuff from the depot passed away, and her estate sold them.
Wow. That's interesting. She found those.
Yes,
That's all the towns in this area.
pretty much, yeah. And that up there, have you ever seen those in an old church or even a new church?
Old churches, yes.
That coming out of the Christian church. I don't know, I'm kind of. But right there, that's this picture right here. Have you ever heard of the author Tim West? The artist Tim West. That's one of his pictures that he drew. I think it was donated here to the museum.
And I've heard that they filmed a Western or something here in 1975.
Yeah, right, Frank and Jesse. There's a picture of that. And then on around here, Smoke in the Wind. Let me pull that out for you. I kind of got some more extra stuff on it. Here, you want to set it over there? But that's kind of neat. I'm trying to think of a couple of other things that might be in. This is something that everybody loves. See that machine in the corner there? That was a hair perm, an electric hair perm machine. And the lady who owned it had a beauty shop just across the way. And she told me that whenever they started chemical perms, some of her customers did not want a chemical perm. They'd rather have an electric perm. So she used that for a while. This was just recently donated to us by Winslow Community Mills. So, and that is so neat. Yeah, that's just craftsmanship right there. This is kind of basket was from the Episcopal Church, which has long been gone. That was what they took up the offering in. And have you ever eaten at Grandma's?
Yes, they're closing on.
They're closed, but right there when they closed, the people who bought it asked if we'd like to have some stuff to make a display, and of course I said yes. And that went and picked out that stuff.
I like it. It's pretty good.
Um, Let me see here. These Avon bottles were donated by Chuck Patrick and Jerry Kidder. And Hazel Center was the Avon Lady of Winslow. And there's a picture of her over there. Let me see. This one, St. Thomas Mill Clock, was recently donated, along with this dresser right here, or this washstand. And they're old. They're old. They belong to the McClellan family, I believe. It should say on here. Yes. They belong to the McClellan family. And we talked about Tim West in a picture from him. This is his family. His dad wrote that book toward the back there. It's called Broadside to the Sun. And is there anything else you see that you might be interested in?
I think we're good right now.
I will tell you, this old copy machine was an old original one from Winslow School. That, I hate to say how old, I was in school when they used that. And then these, not that typewriter, but that adding machine, that was from the grocery store that used to be up on the hill, Muggley's. And I'm not sure what store this cash register was from, but it was from here at Winslow. That's my favorite things.
We enjoyed it.
I think we're done.
Well, all right.